Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and today I want to talk to you about why I have come to the conclusion that both love and friendship are actually hoaxes. And this video is not going to be bitter or misanthropic or anything. In fact, it's going to be empowering and positive. I know this sounds very strange at first, but please bear with me. After wasting years trying to chase things that society told me that I should be having in my life, and my toxic narcissistic parents telling me that I must have some personality disorder or I'm a misanthrope and everything fails, all of my relationships fail, all of my friendships fail, everything is like so doomed. I got to experience things from the backstage because of my involvement with femdom and BDSM and adult work in general. And now I know what the haters are going to say, that of course when you associate with the worst of human society, you're going to have a biased perspective. But that's not always the case, because there were thousands of people and they still are contacting me every month. And people from all walks of life, we're talking all ages, all races, all occupational backgrounds. And there are some patterns that they keep emerging again and again and again. Especially to the people on my OnlyFans who message for advice, and I always make an effort to get to know them and ask their situation. I'm going to tell you which three patterns come up. Pattern one is that I got married and my wife doesn't want to have any sexual relationships with me. We grew apart, we live like roommates, we live like brother and sister, we just co-parent, and the bottom line of this is I'm unhappy. And for the people on OnlyFans, it's like I had this friend and they don't support my dreams, or my family, I try to talk to them and they don't understand me, or they invalidate me, and there is some kind of emotional abuse involved. So month after month and year after year, I start to wonder, am I crazy? Because if I am crazy, why are all of these people saying the same things that happened to me over and over? Because when you live in the basement of your narcissistic parents, it's not a literal basement, but when the abuser keeps you isolated like I used to be growing up, and when you don't get in touch with many people, and under the cloak of anonymity, people are going to be truthful, while in real life, everyone has fake book and trying to keep up on Instagram, you're not going to see the real picture. But when you are in a situation where they talk to you, they open up to you, you start to realize, how many people have I really met in my life, virtually or physically, that they are with the same person romantically after 7 years or after 3 or 4 years, and they're still in love, they're still happy? Or how many people have I met that they have the same friendships that we see on TV, that we read in books, that everyone is telling us that we're supposed to have, and if we don't have them, we are broken, worthless, something is wrong with us, inferior, like in my case, because I'm autistic, people would say you're inferior, you have poor social skills, like the word inferior would be thrown into my face constantly. And I'm going to say something here that it comes directly from me. I'm not a mental health professional, so you can take it or leave it, or hoping to start a discussion, and that is that human relationships do not have permanence, especially in their quality. Quality declines rapidly over time. And I'm going to start from the worst one, like the most fragile one, that is romance. And I'm going to use the person whose dirty laundry I'm not afraid to air, my own. So for me, I have dated many men, different races, different ages, younger, older, same age, very educated, basically educated, you name it, I've dated it most likely. After 3 years, no matter who the man was, if he was good looking or if he let himself go, if he was nice or if he became a narcissist, if he went back to his country or if he came to my country, I lost interest in them. I became the cliche, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And my marriages were no exception. There was someone who was ageist and shamed me, and he said, you're too young to give advice and you're a failure. So that gives you no right to give advice. And there was someone who told me you're too old to give advice in the same week, very interestingly. So I'm going to say that what I say here is just my perspective and a general guideline. I want to show something that is not just a mainstream. So if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. It's free for you. You watch it for free. So society told me, And my parents told me, you have to be married. You're a failure if you're a woman and you're not married. You're a failure if you don't have a boyfriend. You're a failure already because you're an autist. Like, if other people start from zero, you start from minus 100. You have a lot of catching up to do in your life. And I realize now I spend so much time trying to make myself a better partner, trying to bring more to the table, to look better, to act better, and all that for what? For people that in the 3-year mark, I would say, I'm sorry, I don't want to be with you. And then you go to the stage, if you don't break up or if you don't divorce, because it's difficult, I get it, you go through the vomit-inducing stage of making it work, of bringing up the spark, planning dates, a bunch of crap that personally I don't want to do. I don't want to work on a relationship. I don't want to bring up the spark, bring back the spark. I don't want to plan dates. I don't want to fake. All of this for me is faking. So I wish when I was, let's say 15, 14, which is the age that most people start being very interested in dating more than, crushes or school stuff, that someone told me, you can invest on self-development. It's fine. It's a good thing. But know that the relationship will eventually expire. Do you know what won't expire? Your education. Do you know what won't expire? Healing the narcissistic trauma from your life. Do you know what won't expire? The money on your bank. The very precious, very important money that they're going to prevent you from being the victim of abuse. Do you know what separates me from being poisoned, literally poisoned? My mother tried to poison me. I have a story you can watch, literally beaten, literally locked up. There is a wall of money separating me from that crazy psycho narcissist. Nothing else. So I would say to myself, in a scale from 1 to 10, where your priority is 1, no priority, and 10, ultimate priority, relationship should be a 4. Education should be a 9, money should be a 9, your health should be a 10, that's it, that's about it. So if you're watching me and you don't have a relationship, if you're watching me and your wife won't have sex with you, she doesn't like you, she's rude to you, your husband is a cheater, he's scrolling through Instagram all day, it's not me and it's not you, it's society who failed us, who lied to us. I'm telling you, and I don't care if this channel ends up going down because of these ideas one day, society has a profit from us being unhappy, from us being sick, especially the women. The gay men are not in a much better position. The gay dating scene, from what I see in my circles, is also horrid, but women and gay men have it the worst. So you're being indoctrinated that this is everything, and it's in fact a garbage. It's an expiration date garbage. And if I look back and I say, if I dedicated all of that time, if I broke up right away, instead of wasting time and thinking that, oh, I'm going to find the right guy, there is no right guy. At the end of the day, after 3 years, every guy is an expired guy. At least for me. I understand that when you have kids, things become complicated. You can co-parent, that's fine. You can be nice to each other if you share businesses, if you share money. Are you going to be attracted to each other? No. Society is telling us you are going to be attracted to the same person from 20 to 80. I call bullshit. I'm not the same person at 20. I'm not going to be the same person at 60. And I'm telling you, there is this old movie called Alfie, where Alfie says at some point, for even the prettiest woman in the world, there is a guy who's tired of doing you know what because YouTube to hair. Yeah, I'm tired of many people that they turn heads, and I'm sure they're tired of me even more than I am of them because I'm a difficult person to date. Part number 1 done. Part number 2, friendship. Bigger hoax. I believe that especially friendship between women is something that personally I have great difficulty with it, because I tend to attract women who turn everything into competition, and in my friendships with men, they turn everything into like something sexual sooner or later. I believe there are 2 categories of friendships. The one category I don't want in my life at all, and that is situational friendship, aka we go to the same school and we have to get along, we work at the same job and we have to get along, and so on. These people all become snakes. The moment their interest and your interest is going to cross, they're going to become snakes. That's human nature. I'm not saying it necessarily in a bad way. You can take it as it is what it is, and you can have low expectations from them because you're not going to be disappointed. I had people in my work that I considered friends. They backstabbed me when we had a conflict of interest, and then I would be sad. Now I would not be sad because I would say I'm friendly with them. I'm not friends with them. People that they may have a conflict of interest with you, you should call them friendly with you, not friends. They're not worthy of that title. The second category is the actual friends. There could be people that you genuinely had a good vibe with, you shared common interests, they are decent people. Still, something that I wish somebody told me is that this can be taken away. Your friend meets a boyfriend, and the boyfriend doesn't like you. I had a friend like that, actually more than one, I'm just going to talk about here. She was, to put it nicely, homely person. She wasn't very attractive, and I knew she really wanted to get married and have a serious relationship. And she met a guy who didn't like me. So she chose the guy. Am I mad about it? Back then when this happened, I used to be so mad. I had actually cursed her. I regret now, because I don't care if you don't believe in curses. I actually did curse her because I consider her a traitor. Now I can't take it back. Not the best karma. But the thing is, now that I look back, I have my own life, and I know she can do better than this guy. So if she prioritized that guy, and I know that she's the type of person that being single would make her unhappy, is she a bad person for prioritizing her own happiness? No. The more you get hung up on one person, and the more you believe about all of this Naruto type of friendship stuff, the more you're going to suffer, and it's all on you. And I don't like it because it's all on me as well. Now I see it as the world is full of people. Someone can be my friends as much as they can, and our paths cross, and we have a great time, and maybe we're going to end up drifting apart. When people say to me, do you have a best friend? I'm going to say I'm going to call someone a best friend when we're both 70 and we're still friends. Until then, I'm not going to say big things anymore. You should see how when YouTube started to take off, when we hit the 10,000 subscriber mark, so many people who were supposedly friends to me dropped me like a hot potato because their envy couldn't take it. Is it really that bad? Again, I don't think it's bad. Maybe I changed, or maybe I just don't care anymore. But I think now that society, especially again to women have the short end of the stick in so many things, it's really unfair. Overall, men have it worse than women, but in these topics that I'm discussing today, it's bad. You have all of these people that they tell you that you need to have this friendship that you see in the movies, and then your friend has a child and she drops you, or your friend tries to get pregnant and she can't, and she drops the people who have kids. They can be taken away in an instant. I said something to someone recently and it greatly offended them. I said I see people like a sunny afternoon. Today I'm enjoying it, tomorrow may be raining, and I'm not going to care. Because I have a place to go that I pay with my own money, and I know I'm going to be there if it's raining, and I'm going to be fine. And he called me a psychopath. Why am I a psychopath? Because I don't want to develop the same attachment over and over that made me heartbroken and upset over and over, and ever since I adopted this mindset, I make 10 times more money. I'm not harming anyone anymore. Even the people, by anymore, I wasn't actually going to harm them, but for example, I cursed this person, I have called out people, I have created drama too, I take accountability for that. I'm not doing it anymore. I see it as we used to be, we're not by. Okay, this always applies, of course, for people who didn't backstab me, didn't try to harm me, people that essentially some incompatibility happened. For people who try to backstab me, like seriously, like harm me in ways that they are very severe, there is a different topic for a different video. And last but not least for this video, the same applies for families and for professions. I even realized it recently about my narcissistic mother, and I really felt proud of myself, and I want to share it with you. I know now why my mother was hating me so much when I was a teenager. Did you know that they say that 1 out of 3 women over 40 is on permanent antidepressants? Like so many, 33%? My mother wasn't even 40 when this happened because she was a teen mom, but I realize now you see these women, and society is telling them that all you have is your looks, especially if you're not like this super educated or super smart woman. And all of a sudden, you wake up one day, and my mother, with her years of eating disorders and psychiatric drugs and smoking, she kind of lost her good looks overnight because it all went downhill fast. And then you see your kid that is in high school, and they look like they have all of their life ahead of them. And you become so envious. Of course, I'm neither explaining or excusing narcissism, like you're scum on earth if you go after your own child out of envy, but I'm saying that the way I see it now is she tried to be family the limited way she could, but when her discomfort exceeded a point, she came after me. So I could say that even family is a hoax, and I have so many people in my family that they were the best family until they weren't. One day they weren't, so there is no permanence. So society is bitching, family, friends, prioritize this and that. I'm not going to prioritize anything anymore. We live in a dystopia, there is inflation, prices are rising every day. I have to do what I can to secure the basics first, and then for the people who don't give me a super hard time and who don't act entitled, I'm going to be there for them. And to close this video with two petty things, because it was too civilized and I'm not really that civilized. First of all, there is a cockroach who has been making fake accounts to call me names. I see the date of the account all the time and I keep blocking him, and he keeps making fake accounts because I think it's a guy. So I'm going to say to him, men have faces and names. Cockroaches and centipedes do not. So if you have this much of a problem with me, come to me with your face and your name and see what happens. Just see what happens. I'm going to consider your grievances to an extent, but that's it. As long as you have no name and no face, for me, you're lesser than a cockroach. Because of this, the cockroach is born this way while you choose to be this way. Don't degrade yourself like that. And the second thing is about Vendo. I said that my boyfriend doesn't have permanence, my family doesn't have permanence, my friendships don't have permanence. They come and go because this is life. So I did a profession that became mentally exhausting, draining, very dangerous with people trying to stalk me and find my home and contacting people from my real life. And after some point, it started making much less money. And then people said, why did you quit? I quit because now I make a lot more money, making more mainstream content. And also because my loyalty is very conditional to everyone, including my fans. You treat me well, I stay. You treat me badly, I leave. You will be shocked once you take away the guilt, the shame, the religious obligations, the brainwashing, and the trauma bonds, how your life will transform if you start abiding to this simple rule. You treat me well, I stay. You treat me badly, I leave. There are so many people playing dumb and ignorant like they live under a rock. I have on my YouTube channel a trailer saying I quit fandom for my mental health. They find me from YouTube and they say, I didn't know you had the trailer. So are you still doing it on OnlyFans? Groundhog Day. Starting today, I'm going to start restricting these people without refunds on their money. It's been 3 months, the trailer is there, it has thousands of views at this point. I'm tired of explaining myself. I don't want to be some kind of crutch for people who don't want to change their life. I'm an open-minded person. If I wasn't, I wouldn't even have started to talk about this stuff. But YouTube became family friendly. All of these videos got demonetized. I lost thousands of dollars. You want me to continue working for free so that people who think that their solution is to hit on me and date me will feel better about themselves? Well, guess what? Their well-being is not my problem. Fetishes are luxuries. They're not necessities. You can live without them just fine. So I want to try to change path to actually try to help more people the way I think is going to be helpful long term. And also because I'm a human being. I know it's very surprising. I'm a human being. I'm not a one-dimensional character. I'm tired of talking about chastities, sizes, and all of that crap. It's over. It's a chapter of my life that closed, and that's it. You want to take me back there? I'm not going to go back there. Nothing has permanence. And I am angry, very angry at society and at people that everyone's a liar. Almost everyone is a liar. I'm not going to say everyone. There are so many mistresses that every day, oh, my mistress sadly quit. Oh, my mistress went to the East Coast and she doesn't have internet. Oh, my mistress retired on a farm with my lost puppy when I was 6. No, she didn't. She got sick of your bitching, whining, clinginess, and personality disorders and does something else, and she just doesn't want to tell you. Because there was someone who said that ghosting people is bad. Is it? Is it because I try to take the path of accountability and dignity and explain to people why I don't want to do that, and I have been met with almost nothing but abuse. So maybe if I retired on a farm with your lost puppy from when you were 6, maybe it would have been easier for me. Who knows? I started to wonder, maybe this approach of treating people with respect like you want to be treated is wrong. Long story short, I don't care. And if that keeps me happy and healthy, I have the right to do it. You have the right to your own opinion. I don't restrict opinions unless usually they go against YouTube rules. So this is it. And if you want my advice, again unsolicited, again psychiatry from Mordor, start putting an expiration date on people. Do you remember on Death Note, the anime, that the people who had Shinigami eyes could see the lifespan over the heads of the people, the remaining lifespan? Everything has a remaining lifespan. Your relationship, 6 months, that is now in the 6-month mark, in 3 years, it's going to be boring. Your job, probably it's going to have a ton of problems. Your friends too, but if you play your cards right, if you work on yourself and you look good, if you save up money, if you don't become the person who has the personality of a wet cardboard box that says, I love walking and I love eating, there is not going to be a shortage of people to date, people to be friends with, and jobs to do, because you are going to be an asset. And there are so many people that they are only liabilities that if you are even a relative asset, there is not going to be any competition, I'm telling you. And that comes from someone who was told that there will never be anything by thousands. The people who told me, you will never be anything, you'll never get a job, you'll never make your own money, you'll never have had a single friend. The best you can hope for is welfare in the basement. These people are all nobodies. So what did they know at the end of the day? They were just projecting their own psychosis. So I would say put relationships as a 4 in priority and everything else as a 9, and you will be acing in life. It's not going to be immediate. At first, it's going to be difficult to see, but give it 6 months, give it a year, and you'll be so far ahead of the game. And you won't regret it. Because every time I open Reddit, I see, my husband, we have been together for 19 years, and he is looking at girls on Instagram, and I sent him nudes, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care because he sees you for 19 years. Even if I dated Z-Dragon for 19 years, I wouldn't want to see him naked anymore. Okay, and I said Z-Dragon is a guy I really like as an example. Or you can put any famous, handsome guy. Machine Gun Kelly, do not bring only Asians up. A white guy that I like. I would be bored. It's 19 years. Move on. But when society told you that you're going to have 2 dates and bring this spark and your husband will like you and he's going to stop the Instagram doom scrolling, they lied. It's just his nature. So start planning your life according to what benefits you. Okay, thank you for watching.